Well, hi everybody, Mindy here with the update on the Magic EA. And today is Monday. It is about 6 o'clock a.m. And I'm sorry that I didn't do a update sooner, but I just had a very busy weekend and didn't have time to do it. So I apologize for that. But here we are with our same account as always. Let me bring this down just a tad and make sure that you can see it. But I want to show you what's happening in the EA. Now, currently, what we have here is we have a quick fixer that is getting ready to close off a hedge. That the hedge is for a trade that was 100 pips negative. And so on Friday it put in a hedge and a quick fixer. Now on Friday we got quite a few trades, a whole bunch more trades than we've had in the past. But you can see the dates here that all of these trades from here down all entered on Friday of last week. Now, over the weekend when the spreads got very high, the negative PL on the account was getting pretty ugly. At one point, well, on Friday night when the market closed, the negative PL was actually over $900. Now, a lot of that was because we have quite a few trades and the spreads were very high over the weekend. I tried to get a couple of screenshots for you showing what the spreads were, and I can't honestly remember what they were now. But my recorder didn't work. I didn't have something set up right. So I don't have those screenshots for you, and I apologize for that. But see, right now what's happening is this quick fixer for this USD CAD trade right here. This is the one that went negative enough to pick up a hedge and the quick fixer. So when the amount in the quick fixer reaches where I have told it to close the hedge, that's what it will do. Now the hedge is going to close for a negative amount, right? But the quick fixer will be more than enough money to buy off that hedge. And that way, if the hedge is negative, what it means is that the original trade that it's hedging no longer needs to be hedged. And then if in the future, after this closes this hedge, if the price goes down again and that original trade again becomes 100 pips negative, a new hedge will place on and a new quick fixer. So it's a cycle that just keeps going over and over and over if necessary, right? But sooner or later the price will go up enough that the original trade will eventually come out positive. So it won't need to be hedged, you know, forever. Now, some of these other hedges that we have up here that have been in here for several weeks. Okay, I was really hoping last week, if you remember right, that these two quick fixers would actually create hedges for themselves so that I could show you how that second level hedge works. But it didn't happen, and now these two trades in USD CHF, the USD CHF pair has kind of started to turn around. So we might see these quick fixers and hedges start closing off again this week. But, you know, they've just been sitting there now for a couple of weeks. And, you know, that's kind of what happens. So let's go to the account history. And we see that last night, and this is the Monday trading day for January 27th, 28th, right? So far, we've only had one trade enter and close for this trading day. It's been pretty slow, but there weren't any red events on the calendar, so there wasn't anything to move the market to make any trades. So this is the only new trade that we have from this trading week, and it's already closed. But let's just go back and take a look at what has happened. Probably the best thing to do, let's just go ahead and look at all of the trades that closed last week. So we'll go from the 20th to the 26th, which would be all of the trades from last week, and take a look at what happened there. So what we'll do is we'll just make the box taller so that we can see as many of them as possible in one screen. And so it's quite a long list, has a scroll bar on it. Okay, so last week we closed $320.10 worth of trades. Okay, now if we sort them by size, we'll sort them by smallest to largest. What we do, we'll scroll up and we'll see the smallest one closed off for 50 cents. Okay, but that's okay. Sometimes you just want to get rid of a trade that you don't think is going to go the right direction. And then we have a lot of trades in here that close for like $2 and $3, and we get down to the bottom of this first part of the list, and we're only up to $4.50. And then as we scroll on down, what we see is that we have some $5 trades, some $6 and $7 trades, and a 8, a 9, a 10, a 16, and then we have two $40 trades down here, 43 and 44. Yippee! But you have to remember that these are the uncommon trades, right? Because what this EA is doing, it's scalping. And with scalping, all you're really trying to get is something, somewhere between 2 and 10 pips. And so we see that that's exactly what we're getting. We're getting scalping trades, little small trades, most of which that go in and out relatively quickly, but some of them don't. Some of them take a little longer to come out, and that's okay. But last week we didn't close any hedges and quick fixes. So for last week there were no trades that closed negatively, because the only thing that would have closed negatively would have been a hedge that had been bought out by a quick fixer. So let's sort them now by comment. And by sorting them by comment, what we can see is that we had one canceled trade. So what's that mean? That means we added a hedge, because the only time you get a canceled trade is when you're adding a hedge and a quick fixer, because there's two orders for quick fixers. One will pick up, one will cancel, and that was right here on this USD CAD. Okay, and that was the only new hedge that we got last week. Okay, then we go into our original trades, and we see that there are tons. Most of the trades are original trades this last week. And then when we get to the bottom of the list, what we see is we had 2, 4, 6, 8 series trades. Series trades are second level trades, so they're like original trades. But last week was a pretty slow week, which is in some ways good, in some ways bad, right? Because we didn't pick up many hedges, just the one. But sure would have liked to have seen a bigger PL for the week overall. Now, a lot of this has to do with how we have the settings set up in the EA. And so as time goes by, we'll keep adjusting the settings to try to get more off of the trades that actually happen, right? So right now, we are running a negative PL of $773. Now, that's really not that bad. I'm not upset about that. Only about 70 plus 50 would be about 120. Only about 120 of the 776 is tied up in these two negative quick fixers. Most of the money that's tied up in the negative PL right now is with this list of USD CAD trades. We picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 USD CAD trades last Friday, and they haven't come out yet. We also picked up an NZD-JPY that's going the wrong way. Now, my guess is that this NZD-JPY will probably hedge. And this could be a trade that we would have to live with quite a while, because I don't foresee the NZD-JPY dropping back down 60 pips for a long time. So that trade, yeah, I'm not real happy that one's in there. It might be one that we'll hedge and we'll have issues with for months, and that's okay, because I'd like for you guys to see what happens with that. Now, we also picked up an AUD-USD trade. This one I'm not necessarily worried about, but it did get pretty ugly on Friday. And then we have a Euro-USD trade on Friday that picked up that's currently ugly, and this one might go into a situation where it could hedge. And then we have another one that was a series on the USD, on the EUR-USD. But most of the trades from Friday happened in the USD CAD. And that's okay, because I'm not worried about the USD CAD trades. I think they'll all be fine soon. Right? And so far, we've only had one of them hedge. Now, I ran the numbers on the total number of closed trades that we've had since we started trading. So to do that, what I had to do was go to all history, right? And what I did is I literally counted how many trades we had in the account. Now, I was only counting original trades and series trades, but I counted up all the trades that had been created in the account since we started trading it. And then I divided that by how many trades have actually hedged. And so the percentage, the hedge, I call it the hedging ratio, is currently, let's see, 0.89%. So that means that less than 1%, 0.89%, less than 1% of all of the trades that have entered to date have created a hedge. And we've had total 3 trades that have created a hedge. So anyway, this is right in the ratio where I've told you guys for the last year that I wanted the EA to be. Because if you remember from last January, when I started testing the first version of the EA, we're now currently on version 38, that I would not be happy with the EA until I had a situation where it was hedging less than 2% of the trades. And we're, way less than 2%. 0.89%. Now, if we can trade in this account for another month and keep that hedge ratio less than 2%, I'm going to be declaring victory on this EA. And then what we can do at that point is we can start pumping up the size of the trades that we take. Because when we go to the account history and we see all of these trades, most of which closed for somewhere between, $2 and $10. If we make the size of the trade bigger, let's say we make it a 2 mini lot instead of a 1 mini lot, what that's going to do is automatically double the amount of profit that we're getting in the account, right? So on a week like last week, what that would mean is that instead of doing $320 last week, it would automatically bring that balance up to $640 just by making the trades twice as big. right? Now, the thing is, that would also mean that when we have trades going ugly, that they would be twice as ugly, which means our negative PL would be twice as high also, right? But the thing is, we can afford twice the amount of negative PL as what we're seeing right now. And because the whole point is to keep the negative PL in a position where it's never going to hit a margin call, right? And so as long as the negative PL doesn't go above 15% of the equity balance, we can afford to run a larger negative PL, right? Now, as far as that goes, let's talk about the equity balance. If I decided right now that I just didn't want to do this anymore and I wanted to just cash out right now, I would have $10,169, right? Now, if I wait for all these negative trades to clear out, I would have $10,953, right? Plus the additional trades that would go in between now and then, right? So what happens eventually is the equity balance continues to grow, the negative PL kind of stabilizes, goes up and down. Sometimes it might actually become a positive PL instead of a negative PL. But that doesn't happen very often, honestly. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because this will stabilize, this will grow, the equity balance, and eventually this negative PL becomes less and less impactful on, how the percentage that it's sucking up from your equity balance. Okay? So anyway, and I see that our quick fixer now is the price on the USD CAD must be taking another little dip. I bet it is. And because our quick fixer needs to get up to about $15 or $20 of profit in it before it's going to buy off the hedge and close. And right now it's less than it was a while ago. So anyway, I just wanted to show this to you, and I apologize that it took me more days than I thought to get this next video done, but here it is. And if you have any questions about the EA, please go to my website, mindyyost.com, and you can find information there about the Magic EA, as well as information about other things that I have, that I offer. I offer other workshops, I offer other EAs, but I also have my email address right up here at the top of my website. So if you want to ask me a question about anything related to Forex, just go to my website, find my email address right up here at the top, mindyyost@kc.rr.com, and I'll be happy to answer your questions about anything related to Forex. And I've never had a question yet that I couldn't answer. So maybe you can try to stump the Mindy and see if you can come up with a Forex question that I can't answer. And if I don't have an answer, I'll be honest with you and tell you that I don't. Okay? Now, if you are a trader who is trading in the United States and you kind of like this idea that I am able to trade with hedges and I'm able to not have to trade with first in, first out rules, and if you like the low leverage that I use, because I have all this long list of trades in here right now, my margin requirement total is $293, right? So that's called trading with higher leverage. Okay, I'm actually using a 500 to 1 leverage, meaning that I have more money left in my usable margin to manage my trades, right? So if you like that idea and you want to try trading with higher leverage with a foreign broker, because you cannot trade the way I trade in the United States, come to this link right here where it says link here to open a free demo account with CoinEx. And when you do that, it will take you to the broker that I use. You will come to a page that looks like this, and you can literally sign up for an absolutely no hassle trial where you can open a demo account where you're at no risk, there's no fee, it's an instant account setup, and there is no verification required. You don't even have to send them your ID documents to open a demo account, right? So go to my website, click on the link right here, and that will allow you to try a demo account with a foreign broker and see how you like it. I'm not saying that you have to fund the account or anything like that, but you won't know how fun it is to be able to trade with high leverage and hedging until you've tried it. So go ahead and take my challenge and try it. Come to my website, click right here, and that'll put you right over there where within 3 minutes you can have an account set up for a demo account and try it for yourself. And so anyway, thanks for listening. I'll see you guys soon, probably not tomorrow, but in a couple of days. And happy trading, everybody. Talk to you again soon. Bye for now.